Sigyn is one of the many goddesses in Norse mythology about whom little is known. She only appears in the surviving Norse sources in terms of her relationship to male deities. But she is an extremely powerful Norse goddess, who can grant or withhold victory in any pursuit. As the wife of Loki, Sigyn is also a symbol of unbroken devotion and commitment, and the consequences of split loyalties. The name Sigyn means victorious girlfriend in Old Norse, and she was probably a goddess of victory in Norse and Germanic paganism, like Nike in Greek religion, and Victoria in the Roman pantheon. In this way, she would have complemented Odin, who was the god of warfare, who decided the fate of battles with the help of the Valkyrie, in the same way that Nike complemented Zeus. Nevertheless, Sigyn is best known in Norse mythology for being the Aesir wife of the trickster giant Loki, though she was not his only wife. According to Old Norse mythology, Loki also had 3 children with the giantess Angrboda. These were the serpent Jormungandr, the wolf Fenrir, and the half-living and half-dead giantess Hel. But Loki did not live in Jotunheim. Due to a blood brotherhood pact with Odin, he lived in Asgard among the Aesir, and Sigyn was his Aesir wife. This is not strange in Norse mythology, in which many of the Aesir gods, such as Odin and Thor, had Aesir wives and giant mistresses with whom they had powerful children. Thor himself was the son of Odin with the giantess Jorda. Sigyn and Loki had 2 children, Nafi and Valai, but very little is said of them in Norse myth beyond their deaths. According to the poetic Edda, Loki tricked Hoda, a blind son of Odin, into killing his brother Balder, the most beloved of the gods. Odin and the other Aesir exacted a great vengeance for this. Hoda, despite his innocence in the situation, was killed. Loki's punishment was significantly harsher. First, they hunted down Loki, who had fled when he realized how angry the gods were with him. But the gods also decided to destroy Loki's sons with Sigyn, despite them not being involved in the events. Valai was turned into a wolf, and, losing his senses, he tore his brother Nafi apart, and then ran off to his own death. The prose Edda says that the gods used Nafi's intestines to tie Loki to 3 rocks in a deserted cave. The gods then placed a poisonous snake over Loki's head to drip venom onto his face for eternity. This causes him extreme pain, and makes his entire body convulse. This is what causes earthquakes in the 9 worlds. Sigyn tries to protect her husband from the worst of this. She sits beside Loki in isolation, catching the poison in a bowl. But every so often, she is forced to leave to empty the bowl, which is when earthquakes occur. This is why Loki is referred to in the prose Edda as the burden of Sigyn's arms. At Ragnarok, Loki will break his chains, and will seek revenge on the other gods of Asgard. He will be accompanied by his 3 children with Angrboda, who will also escape the prisons also created for them by the Aesir. Fenrir is also chained to a rock, Jormungandr was thrown into the sea surrounding Midgard, and Hel was sent to Niflheim to oversee the underworld there. It is not recorded what Sigyn will do during these final days, and whether she will join the Aesir or fight alongside her family for vengeance. However, according to the poetic Edda, the Valkyrie who tells the prophecy of Ragnarok includes the detail that she sees Sigyn sitting unhappily by Loki's side just before Ragnarok, suggesting that this is significant in some way. It is interesting that the Battle of Ragnarok is predicted to be a stalemate, with both sides losing. Many gods and giants will fight to the death, killing one another, and in the end, the world will be lost. Perhaps no one can win because Sigyn, the Norse goddess of victory, has divided loyalties and cannot choose a victor.